Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever stayed up late to finish homework or grind for an exam or scroll on your phone thinking, I'll sleep after this one last video? And then the next morning hits you like a truck? Yeah. Now imagine doing that every night for a whole week. I slept only 4 hours a night for 7 days straight. No naps. Still at work, still had deadlines. And by day three, I genuinely thought my brain was broken. But somehow, I survived. And what I learned completely changed how I think about productivity. So before anyone freaks out, no, this is not a sleep less, hustle more video. This was an experiment because I kept hearing stuff like, successful people sleep 4 hours. Sleep is for the weak. Just grind harder. And I wanted to know, is that actually true? Or are we all just tired and lying to ourselves? So I planned it out. 1 week, 4 hours of sleep, same workload, school-style deadlines, emails, creative work, life stuff. And honestly, day one felt fine. That's the scary part. Day one, I woke up thinking, wait, this isn't that bad. I was focused, locked in, almost productive. Day two, same thing. I was like, yo, am I built different? But that's when I realized something important. Sleep deprivation doesn't hit you immediately. It waits, like procrastination, and then it collects interest. Day three is when everything went downhill. I stared at my screen for 10 minutes and forgot what I was doing. Simple tasks felt heavy. Replying to messages felt exhausting. My motivation? Gone. And the worst part? I wanted to procrastinate, but I didn't even have the energy to procrastinate properly. That's when I knew if I didn't change how I worked, I wouldn't survive the week. So I started using survival productivity. Not motivation, not discipline, just damage control. First thing I learned, when you're exhausted, your to-do list is lying to you. Everything feels important, but it's not. So I asked myself one question every morning. What are the 1 to 2 things that actually matter today? Not 5, not 10, 1 or 2. Homework due, a project deadline, that's it. Everything else, optional. This alone saved me hours of stress because tired brains can't multitask. They panic. Next lesson, long study sessions are impossible when you're sleep deprived. So I stopped forcing them. Instead, I worked in 30-minute sprints. Timer on, phone away, then stop, even if I felt in the zone. Why? Because exhaustion doesn't warn you before it hits. It just shuts you down. Short bursts kept me functional. This is huge if you're a student pulling late nights. Here's something no one tells you. Productivity is not about motivation. It's about energy management. When you're tired, no amount of just try harder works. So I focused on tiny energy boosts. Water first thing in the morning, standing up every hour, natural light, walking instead of scrolling. Not glamorous, but effective. Caffeine helped, but too much made me anxious and useless. Balance matters. By day 5, I wasn't just tired, I was emotionally off. Small problems felt huge. Feedback felt personal. I started doubting myself. And that's when it hit me. A lot of burnout isn't laziness, it's sleep debt. We think we're unmotivated, but we're just exhausted. And no productivity system fixes that. Here's the plot twist. The thing that helped me most wasn't a hack, it was acceptance. I stopped expecting peak performance. I lowered the bar on purpose. And guess what? I still got things done. Not perfectly, but consistently. And that's what matters. When the week ended and I finally slept properly again, my productivity doubled. Not because I worked harder, but because my brain worked with me, not against me. That experiment taught me something powerful. Sleep isn't a weakness, it's a multiplier. So if you're watching this tired, burned out, feeling behind, here's what I want you to remember. More hours awake does not equal more progress. Focus beats grind. Rest is part of the system. You don't need to sleep 4 hours to succeed. You need to work smart when tired and recover properly after. So here's your challenge. Tonight, go to bed 30 minutes earlier than usual. Just 30. No guilt, no grind. And tomorrow, pick only one thing that matters. Do that, then rest. If this helped you feel less alone, less broken, or more motivated, stick around. We're leveling up together.